Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the Meta Nerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. Well, in this case it's actually Overdress now, since we are moving towards a new era. And with every new era comes the new trial deck. And in this case we're going to go through the trial deck for Keter Sanctuary, which is Youthberk. Now there will be a total of 3 trial decks that will be released, I think close to a week's time from the time of the recording, that is. And it's not really a starter deck. It's a trial deck, which is maybe a little bit different than what you guys are used to for the 6 starter decks that we have: Bruce, Nirvana, Bastion. This one will be a little bit more expensive because there's like a pack of sleeves that you can just like crack open and then sleeve everything in the trial deck and then go straight to play. And I guess it's really fine. You're basically paying a little bit more to buy a sleeve, a deck box, as well as the trial deck, which is not too bad if you're asked. With that being said, let's go through what the new Keter Sanctuary Youthberk is gonna bring to the table. Now, since of course it's a new Rideline, for sure there's a starter, there's nothing new with the starter, and therefore we can skip. In future videos, I guess if there is nothing new to the starter, most likely I will just skip it. So don't be alarmed if I miss the starter, because you know the starter does not really change a lot. So yeah, skip. The great one for Youthberk, determined to break away youth. Continuous Vanguard circle, Rigor circle. During the battle, this unit attack. This unit gets 2k power. Second skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Knight of Ardent Light Youth, cost Soul Blast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with Youthberk in its card name from among them and reveal it and put it into your hand. Or choose a grade 2 or less unit card from among them and call it to Rigor circle and put the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order. This is quite similar to Bastion in a sense, where once the grade 2 right on top of the grade 1, you need to reveal 2 grade 3s and then Superior Call the top deck. This is almost the same thing, with the exception that you need to pay a Soul Blast, and the top 3 cards is basically Youthberk, which means all these 3 Youthberk: Protofall, Skyfall, as well as Zest. Although we do need to wait a little bit for Bushi to reveal Skyfall because he's in DBD06. So this is basically your consistent search target, because the whole Youthberk deck is basically playing around Youthberk. So the more copies of Youthberk you have in your hand, the better you will be in the mid to late game, because it basically plays around having Youthberk in the hand. And also personal riding, not only personal riding but also superior riding, because you know, once we get into the grade 3 Youthberk, we will get to see why this Rideline is this Rideline. Although the top 3 isn't really the best consistency, you know, top 3 there's a chance like all of them will be triggers, but hey, top 3 is still better than top 1. I'm looking at you, Bastion. I'm looking at you. Moving to the grade 2, Knight of Ardent Light Youth. Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a unit with the RevolForm ability, cost Counterblast 1. Choose a grade 2 or greater card from your drop and put it into your hand. Auto Vanguard circle or Rigor circle. When this unit is boosted, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets 5k power until the end of that battle. So the grade 2 Rideline needs to activate when either Protofall or Skyfall right on top of this, which is these 2 cards. The grade 2 basically recycles your Youthberk that is in the drop zone to your hand, which means that you are able to discard the Youthberk that is in your hand and then you just get him back at the cost of 1 counterblast. I mean, it's not too bad. You don't really lose a hand, which is super nice. Riding without needing to discard anything is super nice, means that you will get to have more pieces in your hand. The 5k power on Vanguard is not that great, because most likely you will have a grade 1 boosting it. So have that 5k, it's just basically your opponent is just basically gonna no guard anyway. So the 5k on the Vanguard is not that, but the rear guard is actually not too bad. Having a 15k beater is not too bad, and of course this unit needs to be boosted, which is why on the Vanguard he's not really that great, because it's going to be no guard even if you don't use the skill anyways. And I don't think people will be using his skill anyways, because you know, Soul Blast 1, there's might be a little bit more usage to that Soul Blast than a 5k power, if I do say so myself. Next, of course, is the main boss unit, Youthberk Protofall Arms. Continues. When this card would be rolled upon, it is also regarded as Youthberk Skyfall Arms. RevolForm. Auto Vanguard circle. At the end of the battle that this unit attack, choose up to 1 card with RevolForm in its card name from your hand, write it as stand, and it gets drive -2 until the end of turn. Continuous Rigor circle. If your grade 3 or greater Vanguard was placed this turn, this unit gets 5k power. So they basically reintroduced back what they did with Degria, where no matter which version of Degria you write on top, it will be considered as personal riding, which is super nice. Now we do understand of how RevolFdress work. It's basically Overdress, but on your Vanguard circle, because you know Overdress stacks on top of Trickstar on the rearguard circle, but this one just keeps stacking on the Vanguard. Are we gonna potentially see like a double superior ride? At this point, I don't know yet. Because Skyfall is still a thing. After Skyfall reveals, he might be broken as hell and will possibly be one of the most expensive cards in DVD06. This whole deck is essentially a 4 attack deck with you superior riding into Zest. Unfortunately, Zest does not have any drive check, which is a little bit not too great. But then again, having that extra attack is not too bad. And once we get into Zest himself, he's not just a 13k attacker. He will be much more than that. And also, since Protofall Arms does have a on-rearguard skill, he's not totally wasted, which means that you can run like 4 pieces of Protofall and 4 pieces of Skyfall. But I do recommend running 4 Skyfall and maybe 2 to 3 Protofall. I most probably Skyfall is going to be the stronger of the 2. But hey, Protofall on a rearguard is not too bad. Youthberk RevolForm Zest. Although when this unit is placed on Vanguard circle by the RevolFdress ability, until the end of turn this unit gets 15k power, and if you personal ride this turn, it gets critical +1. Auto Vanguard circle, at the end of your turn, choose a card with RevolFdress ability from your soul and write it as rest. Yeah, so you see why this is not just another 13k beater. Although he does not have a drive, he has a crit. he at the minimum will be 38k on the second attack, which I mean it's technically his first attack, but you know, your second attack by superior riding into Zest will be 38k. With a crit is super nice. And not to mention, your rearguard is going to be powerful as hell too. This kind of reminds me of what the V era of Chronojet and Chronofang are doing. So for the RevolFdress, at this point, there's only like 2 units with the RevolFdress ability, Protofall and the DVD06, because it is confirmed that they pretty much 80% of Protofall skill will be inherited to Skyfall. So definitely the rewriting mechanic will be there, and Skyfall will have the RevolFdress ability. So you're not gonna have to like rebuild the deck. I mean, you do, but not really. Zest will be remain as one of your key even after Protofall was revealed. Unless of course they reveal another RevolForm, then yeah, too bad. Also, if you find your spell lacking in the soul department, don't be afraid to soul blast either Protofall or Skyfall if they happen to be the last soul that you have. Because if you don't have any soul when you reach your end of turn, you will just stay at Zest, which might not be great, but yeah, it's an option. I don't think at this point there's a lot of soul usage, but who knows, DVD06 can change everything. Luckily, Force Marker is not a thing in Overdress. Otherwise, this is just a repeat of Chronojet. So yeah, that's basically the whole mechanic of Youthberk. It's probably going to be the strongest out of the 3 trial decks that will be released, and probably gonna be the edgiest. We do have a little bit of support cards that comes together with the trial deck. The first one, of course, is Knight of Parting's Lloygre. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Auto rearguard circle. When your Vanguard is placed by the RevolFdress ability, cost counterblast 1 and this unit gets 10k power until the end of turn. So it's not going to be the best attacker or the best support. I mean, come on, it's a TD. What do you expect? No counterblast and plus 20k? I don't think that's gonna fly. So this card will only be able to use his skill once you use either Protofall or Skyfall Arms to ride into Zest. Only then you're able to counterblast 1 and plus 10k. So yeah, he's potentially going to be at 20k to 30k, which is not bad for 1 counterblast. I mean, the whole Rideline does not really use counterblast except maybe the grade 1, but hey, that's only 1 counterblast out of 5. So, and you can heal. So I guess counterblast 1 is not too bad of a price to pay for 20k to 30k. Again, counterblast is not really heavy, but yeah, this is a decent card for a trial deck. Most likely he's going to be replaced, or is going to be replaced, because of the old stuff that we have for Keter Sanctuary as well as DVD06 support that is coming. This is going to be a temporary in the deck, I would say. The next one, we have Knight of Piercing Caedwalla. Okay, he looks like a girl, but apparently he's a guy. Auto rearguard circle. At the end of the battle that this unit attack a Vanguard, if you have 4 or more units, cost Soul Blast 1, retire this unit. Look at the 3 cards on the top of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 2 or greater unit card from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you did not reveal, draw a card. This is another of your Zest consistency units. Most of the time you want to fish your Zest out because you will keep rewriting, and then those Zest is gonna stuck in the soul. So you might want to keep using this unit skill to get the Zest out from your deck to increase your consistency. Now, even if you don't get anything, you don't reveal anything, you still get to draw one. So at least that has some worth in using this card, because you know, you draw no matter what. You will add one card to your hand no matter what. I guess this is quite a solid card to be run, but I don't know. I think there's going to be better cards to be run than this card. Also, consider attack with him first before your Protofall or Skyfall if you don't have Zest in your hand. If you attack with this card first, it basically tells your opponent, hey, I don't really have Zest in my hand, so that's not really great. But then again, if you do get Zest in the top 3, it's actually not too bad. Even if you have like Zest in your hand, another grade 2 unit, or maybe himself or any other grade 2, is also not too bad to be added to your hand. And not to mention, this card does filters the deck a little bit before your Vanguard attack, which is not too bad if you ask me. This is a solid card. I was not expecting this level of skill for a TD card. And the last one, of course, is the normal order card for Youthberk, Passion that Breaks the Heaven. Play this with Counterblast 1 if you have a Vanguard with RevolForm. Even if this card is a grade 2, you will need to wait until you ride Skyfall or Protofall. Only then you're able to use this skill, which is a little bit weird if you ask me. So basically, this is your Zest search card, because you search directly from your deck a Zest card, which will definitely guarantee your Vanguard skill to go off, which is super nice. And also, yeah, he basically filters the deck, which is very, very nice. This card, I think, can be a stapler card for Zest, unless of course once again there's like another card that basically outpowers this card. But at this moment, I don't think there is stuff that basically helps you search your deck directly. I don't think so, if you ask me. But yeah, this is not too bad. The whole of Youthberk is looking really, really good. And that is all for this video. Yeah, Youthberk is possibly going to be the top contender once he's released alongside DBD06. And not to mention DBD07 is like a month apart from 06. We might potentially get some meta stuff for Youthberk. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course do ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.